Good evening, good evening. It's been a minute since I've been on here to talk some football with Jay Mall. Um, and being that it's Monday Night Football, no better time than now to present the content that I would like to bring to the table tonight. Number one, the Cowboys versus the Raiders. This to me, this is a good what we would call a tune-up game for Dallas to have a hard reset, especially after the passing of Marshawn Kneeling. Rest in peace to his family. Condolences to his friends, anyone that was involved with, or anyone that had any type of impact from his loss. I also would like to offer my condolences to his dad and his cousin. I believe his cousin is a player for the Tennessee Titans who showed support wearing his jersey yesterday before their game. But yeah, there's a dark cloud over Dallas this week with that tragic loss. Hopefully the boys come out firing on all pistons and just get the job done. There's no reason they should have the Raiders hanging around with them, competing with them. The Raiders are banged up on the offensive line. Geno Smith is kind of banged up physically himself. Ashton Genty has been anything but the number 6 pick that he was projected to be. A lot of people blame it on the O-line. I blame it on the running back and the O-line. I just don't see how you have a Chip Kelly calling that offense, not finding ways to get your best player on the field, the football, whether it's pass game or scheming up run game. I personally was a big fan of Cam Scatterboo coming out of the draft, and I believe to date, Cam Scatterboo might still have more rushing yards than Ashton Genty does, and he's been on IR for 2 weeks. Second, I'd like to talk about this whole Quinnen Williams trade. I believe Quinnen Williams is going to bring an aspect to this defense that we did not have, which is an interior pass rush, something that no quarterback wants to deal with at all. A lot of quarterbacks can navigate pressure from the edge. They can step up in the pocket, deliver. They can step up in the pocket and run. You saw Russell Wilson do that against us in week 2, I believe. You saw every quarterback that had mobile ability basically take off on Dallas's defense whenever they got pressure off the edge. When you have an interior pass rush, though, you can't step up in that pocket. And when you have someone like a Quinnen Williams providing that pressure, if you're utilizing your personnel right, there shouldn't be a reason why Dallas doesn't have 4 or 5, maybe even 6 sacks tonight with that type of interior pass rush coming. Thirdly, I'd like to talk about Siobhan Ravel and DeMarvion Overshown making their season debuts. I know this isn't something that everybody's clamoring about and giving good graces to the Cowboys for bringing these guys on, but it is a much-needed boost in this second level of the defense. You've had Kenneth Murray Jr. play hot and cold all season. He's missed tackles, taking poor angles. It's just looked piss poor out there with Kenneth Murray at the Mike linebacker. And I honestly feel like DeMarvion Overshown is a breath of fresh air to Kenneth Murray. Despite the Texas-Oklahoma beef between those two, I honestly believe that Overshown is the better linebacker. He's a heat-seeking missile. He does not miss many tackles. He's active in the pass rush, and he can make plays in the pass game and coverage. He has a safety background, so he understands zone schemes and zone defenses a little bit better than I think Kenneth Murray does. Also, Logan Wilson is supposed to get some burn tonight, and he's a breath of fresh air as well because he is actually a tackling machine. He sees ball, goes to get ball. He even is a playmaker in the pass game as well. He's had a couple of interceptions last couple of years, to his credit. I just feel like this defense, this is a game for them to have a hard reset and a wake-up call to themselves to turn this season around. Matt Eberflus, I do not feel like he should be permitted to carry on past this season. He's been ineffective in the way that he goes about planning his game planning goes. He hasn't really utilized his personnel to their strengths either. You got Marquise Bell out there covering Pro Bowl tight ends when you could be utilizing some of your other safeties for that. Um, I just don't believe in Matt Eberflus. I didn't believe in the hire when it happened. Everybody called Matt Eberflus this linebacker whisperer, and I'm wondering if he's actually talking to the linebackers at all at this point, because our linebackers have been anything but good this season. Uh, if you think about Shamar James, he's had highs and lows all season. Again, Kenneth Murray, highs, more lows than any this season. Jack Sanborn, they could have left him in Chicago, and he should have never really been a starter to begin with on this defense. Some were saying he was the best linebacker on this team before he got hurt, and I just didn't see that. Maybe in the run game he was serviceable, but his feet were slow, his eyes were slow in processing, and you could just tell that he was uncomfortable out there on the field, especially in that Green Bay game. It just did not look well with Sanborn out there. You got Malik Hooker coming back tonight. Not sure about Donovan Wilson. We'll see. I'm really not a fan of Donovan Wilson either. I believe like Donovan Wilson takes a lot of bad angles in pursuit for big hits, and he miscalculates things. Trayvon Diggs, I'm hearing word that he's trending towards coming back to the team in a couple weeks. And if that is the case, and you truly do get a better Trayvon Diggs to close out the last part of this season, and Dallas is in contention for the playoffs, I've been one of those people that believe that it's not always the best team that wins the Super Bowl. It's the team that's playing the best football that wins the Super Bowl at the end of the year. And if Dallas sneaks into the playoffs, and if Dallas can somehow get their defense to be serviceable, I'm not screaming that they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm saying that they're one of those scary teams with their offensive weapons, and with Dak Prescott playing at a somewhat MVP level this year. I believe that they can and could make a run deep into the playoffs. The NFC is wide open, and no one is really scared of the Eagles. No one is scared of the boogeyman in Detroit. And it just looks like the Rams are the only NFC team that is a complete team that really can beat the crap out of you if you don't come strapped with your chin strap and your boots laced. So with that being said, I truly predict that with the additions that we have now on defense, with the resurgence of our offense, I think that Dallas could really go on and win 7 of these last 9 games, sneak into the playoffs, and make a run. Tonight, I predict Dallas wins this game 31-17. Geno Smith, no offensive line, Ashton Genty being piss poor. Dallas has all the reasons to go in there and really put a beating to this very, very bad Raiders team. Have a good night.